Perfect.
Drake is the most famous Jewish person on earth, essentially. Khaled is the most famous Palestinian in the world, but neither one of them has said anything about this at all.
But let's get right into what we came here for, the Perfect Talk podcast, baby. That's right. Plicker's Spotlight Story. Usually there's a story out there. It might be a big one, might be a small one, but it's something that I feel I got to shine a light on. And this one has to do with the conflict overseas, Israel, Hamas, Israel, Palestine. A question was brought up by DJ Vlad, and he posed a question as to why Drake, maybe arguably the most famous Jewish person in the world. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, maybe. I think Jerry Seinfeld's Jewish, if I'm not mistaken. But he's definitely top 3. And DJ Khaled, who is arguably the most famous Palestinian person in the world, why haven't they made any comments about the conflict that's going on in the Middle East? And
but why does he have to say anything? Why does him or Khaled have to say anything publicly?
They don't have to say anything. But I'm saying as representatives of these communities, their voices are powerful and they should say something. Just like I have said something.
What are they supposed to say though?
And I'll read Vlad's X post. Has anyone noticed that the most famous Jewish person on earth, Drake, and the most famous Palestinian person on earth, DJ Khaled, hasn't said a single thing about the Gaza-Israel conflict? It's not like Drake is too busy. He's writing paragraphs about Joe Budden hurting his feelings about his new album. DJ Khaled has been working overtime promoting his new Jordan sneakers, but both of them have been silent on this topic. Why is that? It's because both are so thirsty to maintain their relevance that they wouldn't dare risk insulting a segment of their fan base. Heaven forbid that Drake might debut at number 2 behind Taylor Swift because some of his Palestinian fans chose not to stream his album. And it would be the end of the world if Khaled sold a few less sneakers because some Jewish people decided not to buy his Jordans. The difference between artists of today and timeless legends like Tupac, you know damn well Pac would be the first one to speak out about something so close to home. And DJ Vlad, I'm not sure where his motivation lies. I believe Vlad is Jewish, and he's spoken out on the subject, and that's his right. That's something he's allowed to. But also, Vlad is known for controversy. Vlad's known for beef. Vlad's known for shaking shit up, to put it lightly. Vlad's known for shaking it up. That's what he's here for. That's what he's doing, and what he's known for, and that's what he's doing right now. It's a good question, and this question that you posed, but I'll put the answer out there. I don't think it's something that they need to speak about. I don't think it's something that I'd lose respect for them for not speaking out about it, because it's very polarizing. And because it's such an important issue where lives are being lost, people are losing members of their family, people are losing members of their home countries. It's something that you might not just want to rush and make a statement about. You might want to take your time on this and really calculate what you're going to say, because a lot of what we're seeing right now is people's reactions to their allegiance to their side, picking one side over the other. And I'm not sure if Drake or Khaled ever plan on making a statement, but it's also, it's maybe you want to take a couple weeks and really think about what you want to say, where this goes, what happens before you jump out the box. Because there is a difference, I think, at least for Drake, where he might feel that even though like that, might be his religious background, it is kind of, you're separated from it. Like, he's not even from America, you know what I'm saying? He's from Canada, you know what I mean? So maybe he doesn't feel connected to Israel in that way. I doubt it. I feel like he definitely has to have some sort of connection, some type of emotional response. But I'm also the guy that'll tell you, don't always run to social media with your emotional responses. Now, Vlad brought up a good point. Drake is running to social media for his emotional responses towards Joe Budden or Charlemagne the God, or anyone who might have something to say about Canada or his album, but his emotional response on this isn't something that he's running social media about. But can we also put that in the same bucket? Those seem like, in terms of seriousness, in terms of importance, those are two different categories, you know, apples and oranges. So I'm not gonna knock Drake or DJ Khaled for not speaking up about it. I think Khaled's in a different box because, you know, he's truly is Khaled from there? Let me look it up.
Perfect.
Okay, so Google says DJ Khaled was born in New Orleans. So yeah, so but his family background is obviously from there. He might also have that same type of separation that Drake might have, where yes, there is a heritage and a tie there, but it would be different if it was an American atrocity that occurred and they weren't speaking up about it. I think they're, or at least in Khaled's, you know, case, because he's from America, that, you know what I mean, I get it. I'm the child of an immigrant, you know what I mean, and I don't necessarily know if I would feel compelled to speak out of the box if something were to happen to the island of Grenada. Like I would think I would, but this particular one is so polarizing, where you're seeing things where like college kids are losing job opportunities. Literally, I want to say an NYU student lost a job offer from law firm Winston and Straw because of his views on the Palestine Israel conflict. That's nutty. You know what I mean? I think he's not the only one. There are a few students that, you know, have spoken out, made these protests, but have been punished at these protests for speaking their opinions. Now, for instance, like the student I just spoke about, the president of NYU Student Bar Association, his opinion was that Israel bears full responsibility for this tremendous loss of life. He wrote that in a letter that went to the group and went viral, and was quickly condemned. You know what I mean? Since then, he lost that job offer and is being removed from his position. Now, whether you agree with the views in this case or in other case, or you see the clashes that are happening, I think to punish people for their views just because they don't align with yours would be is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And then even more ridiculous than that is to say that someone being silent is anti-Semitism. That's dangerous. To equate silence with any form of hatred or anti-Semitism, I think is being just unfair, like, to people that have these voices, because we're living in an age now where, you know, you've seen it. Mia Khalifa lost opportunities for speaking out about her heritage, where, you know, I mean, she felt her alliance to, where she pledges her allegiance to. She spoke out about in favor of that and lost, you know, opportunities. So it's a slippery slope. It's dangerous, you know what I mean? But I think we also got to allow people to be able to feel their feels, not in front of the camera, not in front of a microphone, not on social media, if they decide to. Like, for me, silence isn't the same as accepting what has happened, as turning a blind eye. I think it's just, we lived in an era that people didn't run to their phones every time they had an opinion about something, and you should be allowed to do that for certain subjects because of the weight that you hold when you say the wrong, like, you say the wrong thing. I can't imagine, like, I don't see what it even does for Drake or Khaled. You know what I mean? Like, you say the wrong things, and then boom, now everyone has a reason to speak out against you. Now everybody has a reason to dislike you. So I don't knock them for doing that. I say feel your feels. I also think it's really unfair to punish students who are speaking when, you know what I mean, there's demonstrations being held worldwide. There was a demonstration in London where thousands of people, you know, were calling for a ceasefire and to allow aid to come in. And, you know what I mean, that's what they protest. So in New York City, you know, dozens of people were arrested at a demonstration. So to have these college kids seeing these demonstrations go on and then not be able to speak their mind on their own campus is hypocritical. And like I said, to wrap it all up, if you feel like Drake or Khaled, where you might want to keep your opinions to yourself, I'm for that. And if you want to be like these college kids where you want to protest, you actually want to speak your voice, you should be able to do that without having to worry about losing job opportunities and scholarships and your positions on campus and things of that nature. That's insane too. So this war is definitely pointing out a lot of hypocritical parts of our society and is putting it front and center. And I'm glad, because it's something that, you know, one, we need to discuss, but two, it needs to be shining a light on. And that's what we do here. Perfect Talk, baby. Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy, DJ Playboy, man. Thank you for checking out this short clip of the Perfect Talk podcast. Please go check out every episode right there on the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.